today we will start with the objects in JavaScript. In the previous lecture, I have explained you that JavaScript is a scripting language and it is a lightweight object-oriented programming language, which means it makes use of objects, but it is not a true object-oriented programming language. That's why it is lightweight scripting language, because it doesn't make use of all the concepts of objects, but on and all it make use of objects in some cases. As I have told you that what is object? Object is anything that you see around yourself, or object is a real world object. It can be table, chair, television, etc. So next is JavaScript objects. We have to study JavaScript objects. That JavaScript provides us two main types of objects. First is built-in objects and the second is user-defined objects. Now what is built-in objects? Built-in objects are those objects which are created by the JavaScript itself. They are ready-made objects. They are ready-made objects. We just have to use it. We just have to write the name of the object and it can perform its it will perform its own task, or that task. So built-in objects are max, string, array, date, etc. Now today we will study in detail about max object, string object, array object and date object. And you can also get a question is max is a built-in object or it is a user-defined object? So max is a built-in object. It is created by JavaScript itself. User can't define these type of objects. Same string, array, date, etc. Now next is user-defined objects. Now what are user-defined objects? User-defined objects are those objects which are defined by user according to its requirement. And whenever user has to create that type of object, user has to use new keyword. New keyword is used to create a new object, and new keyword is used to allocate memory to the object. You can also get a question like which operator is used to allocate memory to the object, or which operator is used to initialize the object. Initialization also means allocating the memory, because we assign some value and that value must be stored somewhere in the memory. So in both the cases, the keyword new is used to create new object, to allocate memory to object, to initialize new objects in JavaScript. Now let's start with document object model. This is a very common question, that JavaScript is JavaScript document object model, or what is document object model, or what is the use of document object model. So this is very common question. So now what is document object model? When HTML document is loaded into a web browser. For example, when you people create HTML document, and after creating the HTML document, you load into a browser, because you make use of browser to run that code to check the output. So whenever you run that document, it becomes a document object. It becomes a object. Object of what? Object of document, because it was previously a normal document, normal HTML document. And once you run it by using any of the browser, it becomes document object. So that's why it is a document object model, and it follows document object model. Next is, it defines the logical structure of a document. I hope you people know that whenever you create an HTML document, you apply different tags on it, and when you run it, it shows the output according to the tags only. So that's why it is basically a representation of logical structure. Logical structure means what type of tags you have used in the document. It shows you the output accordingly. So that's why it represents the logical structure. You can also get a question on this. So the way in which HTML document content is accessed and modified, it is called document object model. Now the next thing is the way in which you access the HTML document. Because once you create the HTML document, then you can run it by using browser to access it. So when you access it or when you modify it or when you check the output, so these all things are related to document object model. So that's why it follows document object model. Now it is a programming interface for HTML and XML documents. Next is the standardization of document object model was found by W3C. W3C means World Wide Web Consortium, which works for the standardization of web technologies. So it was founded by W3C. So the full form, you can also get a full form of W3C, where the three W stands for World Wide Web and C stands for consortium. Now, this document object model is a platform. It is a platform and language neutral interface that allows the programs and scripts to dynamically access and update the content, structure and style of a document. And as you people know, it is a scripting language. JavaScript is a scripting language. So it allows you that simply you can access the documents, you can update the contents whenever you want, you can change the structure, style of a document anytime, anywhere. So that was a document object model. Now next is what are the properties of object document model. Now again, you can get a question in the exam in the form of MCQ or true false, that which of the following are the properties of document object model, like head, title, URL, body and image. So these are the properties of document object model. And you can also get a question that is title document property of document object model, is this property of document object. So these four are the properties of document object model, and if you know the properties, then only you will be able to find the correct option. So students, in today's video, whatever I am going to tell you, it's all about you have to remember the names, you have to remember the properties of every object, because in case of MCQ, when you have to find the correct option, you must know that whether it is property of this object or not. So that's why you have to remember the names of the properties of any of the objects. So the property of DOM is head. Head returns the head element of the document. Next is title. Title returns the title of the document. URL, it returns the full URL of the HTML document. Body, it returns the body, and img tag returns the image elements of that web page. So these are the properties. Now next is method. Methods means functions. Functions of document object model. What type of functions document object model performs? So again, you can get a question on this, that whether write is a method of document object model or not, whether it is property or it is a method. So it is not a property, it is a method. So the first method of DOM is write. Write, I hope you people know that write is used to write the expression. So the description is writes HTML expression or JavaScript code to a document. Whenever you want to print some message or you want to write expression, you can use this function, write. Next is write ln. It is same as write, but it adds ln. It adds a new line character after each statement. Next method is get element by ID. There are many ways of accessing form elements, of which the easiest way is by get element by ID. In this, ID property is used to find the element. So these were the properties and methods of document object model. Now let's start with the first object, window object. Window object is one of the main object of Java script, and it is a parent object of all other objects. It is a master object of all other objects. I hope you people know that what is window. Window is whatever you see on the desktop. Now what is a browser window? For example, when you write a HTML program and when you run it by using browser, it opens a new window. So when a new window opens, it displays you message, or it displays you the output of your code, and sometimes it displays you enter your number, and when you type number, it shows you message that this number is valid number, invalid number, this is you can say even number, odd number, whatever messages you see. So whatever you see after running the code, or when you execute the code, you see all the things on window object, because window allows us, or window provides us facility that we can check the output, and we can simply close it window, we can simply minimize the window, we can also open another window. So these all things are related to the window object. So let's start with how JavaScript supports window object. Window object is a parent object of all other objects. It represents an open window in a browser. It represents a open window in a browser. I have told you that when you click on a browser, it shows you, it displays you another window. Whether your output is right or not, whether your code is right or not, but it shows you a new window whenever you double click on it, or whenever you run it by using browser. So an object of window is created automatically by the browser. So the object is automatically created by whom? By the browser. So here are the properties of window object. Again, you can get a question that which of the following are the properties of window object, or which is the valid property of window object. So you must remember all these properties that I am going to tell you, because you must know the names of that properties, otherwise you won't be able to find the correct option. So the first property is name. It sets or returns the name of a window. See, they will not ask you about the description, but they will simply ask questions on which of the following is a property of which object. So first is name, second is location. It returns the location object for the window. It tells the location of the window. Next is document. It returns the document object for the window. Next property is status. It sets or returns the text in the status bar of a window. Next is closed. It returns a boolean value indicating whether a window has been closed or not. For example, when you click on the close button on the window, so this function returns the value that whether a window has been closed or not. So these are very simple properties of window object, and you have to remember the names of all these objects. Next is methods of window object. Now methods means functions. Again, as I have told you that when you click on or when you execute your HTML program, it displays your window. But when you write any number in the text box, or whether your code is right or not, whether you are entering valid value or not, it displays you another message that the entered value is within the range, or any message like that. So these all are just because of the functions of the window object, because a window object provides us functions, and we can simply use these functions in the HTML program whenever we want to apply these things. For example, the first method is alert. It displays the alert box containing message with OK button. I hope all of you have used alert box in the 11th standard. I have told many of the students that how to use alert box. Alert box displays a message with OK button. So alert is used to create alert box. Next is confirm. For example, when you type passwords or when you type some important information, it displays a message with are you sure you want to this, or are you confirm. So it displays the confirm dialog box containing message with OK and cancel button. So in that case you can use confirm. Next is prompt. It displays a dialog box to get input from the user. Whenever you want to display a dialog box to get input, you can use prompt box. For example, in case of in a program like even odd number, you can use prompt box. Open. Open function opens the new window. Next is close. Close the current window. Next is blur method. Blur means when you see something blur or blurring. So it removes the focus from the current window. For example, you have two windows on the current screen and you want to highlight one screen and you want to remove the focus from the other part of the screen. So in that case, you can use blur function. Focus. So it sets the focus of the current window. Focus is used to set the focus. Next is print. It prints the content of current window. Set timeout. Set timeout means, for example, you want to set a time that after clicking on this button, it displays a message after 2 seconds or after 10 seconds. So you can use this function to set the time. So it calls a function or evaluate an expression after a specified number of milliseconds. For example, when you enter or when you get a OTP and you get a message that you have to enter the OTP within 3 seconds or after 1 second or after 2 seconds. So in that case we can use set timeout function. So these were the properties and functions of window object. Again, I am telling you, you have to remember the names of both. Properties are different. Properties means what type of properties it provides, and next is functions, what type of functions window object provides. So you have to remember all the names. For example, in this case you can get question that is focus method of window object or not. So the answer is yes, because focus is a object. So if you know the objects, then only you will be, if you know the methods, then only you will be able to find the correct option. So it was all about window object. Now next, start with new topic. JavaScript events. Now what are events? Events are the actions. For example, when you people, I hope you people know that what are events. For example, when you click on any button, when you click on enter button, it will, for example, you are using a word. Simple, you are using a word, and when you press enter, it will move you to the next line. And when you enter space bar, it will give a space. So these are basically events that when you click on that key, that will occur. When you click on mouse one time, that will occur. When you double click on mouse, that will occur, or that will, for example, there is a folder. When you double click on it, it will open the folder. When you just single right click on it, it will just display you drop down list. So these are the events. These are the events which are predefined, and you can simply use these types of events in your code to make or to provide simplicity, or to provide interaction or interactivity. So these are just events. Now the question is, what are JavaScript events? The events that are provided by JavaScript and that are used in JavaScript are known as JavaScript events. Now we have to study about the JavaScript events. So events are the actions done by the user or an application that occur on the web page. In the previous year, we started different keyboard events like on press, on key down, on key up. I hope you all have used this event. When you press on key, event occurs. Some events are like when you, in that case, you have to press the key for a long time, then that event occur. Sometimes when you have to release your finger from the key, then event occur. There is one more real life example of events are like when you people play video games. In video games, you have to move the cursor, you have to press keys, you have to move the whatever things you are using. So whenever you play game, you have to perform actions just by pressing keys. So these are just events occur which are related to that keys. So that are the events. Now these are keyboard events which you can perform with the keyboard. Next are the mouse events. Mouse events with where or when event occur when you press by using mouse, like on click event. It is a very common event. For example, when you open a website and when you click on it, it displays you a page, or it displays you whatever they have linked to that page. So it is a very most common event. On mouse move, sometimes when you move the mouse on that content, it performs event. Next is on mouse out. On mouse out means, for example, when you move your cursor out from that part, event occurs. On mouse over. On mouse over means when you place your mouse over that content, that time event occurs. So there are so many events which are provided by keyboard and mouse, and we can simply use it. So similarly, there are some more events that we will study. Students, I think that's all for today. Tomorrow we will start with the next topic, JavaScript events. What are the JavaScript events? So that's all for today. And you again I'm telling you, you have to remember the names of all the objects, names of all the properties of that object, because you will get a question on this. And tomorrow we will start with the events. In same case, you have to remember the name of the events, which events are supported by which type of objects, or which objects support how many events, what are the names of that events. So these are very common questions on these topics. So tomorrow we will start with JavaScript events. So that's all for today.